Yo, chat, before we get started on the national event, I wanted to kind of give you guys a bit of a summary of how day 4 went, because I know I didn't post a day 4 vlog. I had to wake up like super early in the morning for nationals the next day because registration, all that stuff was at 6:30 for the teams, but I was hoping to get coaching and stuff, so I got up early and all that, and I wasn't gonna have enough time to edit, and so I had to go to sleep early, so that's why you guys didn't get a day 4. But I just want to kind of give you guys a summary of how the day went. So Friday, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely the most I had struggled very much this day. I came in with a really good attitude. I was looking at my film from the day before, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to force some more slip angle today and kind of throw my weight around. And I did throw my weight around, but I kind of I wasn't really getting good luck with the carts. I think there might have been one corner that I was kind of struggling with. This day I actually did show better consistency. It was just the numbers that I was getting I wasn't really 100% agreeing with. So it was the first part of the day was kind of bad, and then after the day I kind of look back, I'm like, okay, there's definitely some consistency that's been shown. But I'll just kind of run you guys down with the times and kind of just break down each session just really quick before we get started. So the first session I went out, I got a 81.3. I think this might have been the slowest time I had in the dry since like my first time even stepping on the track that week on that Wednesday. Ever since that Wednesday, I hadn't had like an 81 until that Friday hit. So it's obviously it probably comes down to an extremely horrible cart. But today I was kind of looking at some results because everybody this particular morning, whenever they put on the new tires, everybody was hitting the teams that were from my state. They were hitting 76s. Jason and freaking Nick came that day, did two races, immediately got into the low 77s. Jason got into the 77s, and so I'm like, I kind of, even though I'm not even really honestly thinking about my weight, I honestly, like, this whole time I was operating, and maybe this is a bad way to think, I was operating as if I was the same weight as these, and I was honestly pissed that I was not getting the same exact time as these, because I feel like, but there's just times where I'm like, bro, you got to remember that you're 40 pounds, maybe damn near 50 pounds, but about 40 pounds heavier than these people, you know what I'm saying? And so I hadn't put that into consideration. So so out of 4 laps, 81.3, 84.3, 81.6, 81.4, decent consistency outside of the 84 that I ran. So I was pretty much within about 3/10 of that 81.3. So there was good consistency shown. So only got about 2 minutes left. So the second session was also where I got mad at. They gave me cart 14. The cart ended up dying on me after I went on a couple curbs, not like kind of just hitting it normally. The cart died on me, and then they had to switch me out and get me in another cart, and I only had 1 lap. And then they ended up getting me a time for that lap, and so they actually ended up reimbursing me and gave me a credit for a race. So I didn't even get any data from that race, but they did give me a refund for it. Third race I did. My fastest time was a 79.5, so 82.8, 80.5, 79.9, 79.5. Got last in that race, by the way, in that whole session. Fastest time was a 75.6 set by Everett. Shout out to Everett. And then everybody was pretty much in the mid 77s, high 76s, and then some 79s and some 78s, like couple 79, 78s in there, whatever. Cool. All right. The fourth session, 86.3, 76, 79.6, 80.2, and then 80.0. This is probably my worst session, or maybe, I don't know. I think I probably had traffic in this session. Now that I think I remember, I think I had some traffic in here because the 79.6 pretty much proves a pretty damn good pace just for what it was. But I still wasn't happy. I'm still like, why am I in the 79s? They just put these new tires on here today. I'm like, I should at least be averaging in the 78s. You know what I'm saying? I should at least be there. Nah, it just wasn't happening. So I got 13th in that one, 79.6. That was pretty much it. And then for the last session of the day, this was my best session by far. I was pretty much telling myself, like, look, if you don't do anything, you got to end off this whole day with something on a high note, on a positive note. Because I was just I was doubting myself, you know what I'm saying? I was really just upset, I was not having, y'all listen to this stuff and y'all probably like, bro, I don't really know what you're complaining about. You're the heaviest dude out there. You seem pretty consistent. You're doing pretty damn decent times or whatever like that. Post a whole event, I feel a lot better about everything. and then we'll get into my racecraft, which was probably the most upsetting part about like some of the experience, especially on the race day, because my qualifying went, I would say, probably went as best as it could have went, honestly. And then you guys will also see what happened in qualifying. But on this last run, I did a 78.4, 78.8, 78.4. I did have a little bit of traffic in that middle lap. It only got 3 laps. I only had a little bit of traffic on that middle lap. I actually got 8th, my first time getting like mid-pack, like in a session for like top 8. And so I did a 78.4, which I was extremely proud of. I was very, very proud of. I think I did have I had a good cart. I can't remember what cart I had. I could probably go find in the video, but that's pretty much what happened on day 4. So now I know you guys have been waiting for this highly anticipated part of the weekend. Right now we'll be showing you guys my media day driver interview. Here we go.
I'm Haley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Alexander.
Okay. I'm going to ask you 5 questions.
Okay.
Just so you know, you're going to be looking at me.
Okay.
And then if you can, rework my question back into your answer since I'm not mic'd. For example, I'll ask you, what would it mean to be crowned world champion? Just say, to me, being crowned world champion would mean XYZ, and then go on with your answer.
Okay.
What's your name, your age, your hometown, and your local K1 speed?
My name is Alexander Hughes. I'm 22 years old. My hometown is Blue Springs, Missouri. It's what I race at Lee Summit, Missouri location. And that was all of them, right?
So you've driven here before.
Yeah, I've
Give me
driven.
a breakdown on this track. What are your thoughts?
My breakdown on the track, I'm a little bit heavier set, representing the heavier guys. I think it's very fun. It's very thrilling. All the sweeps and turns, everything you can honestly ask for in a track. And, it's just good to get out here, and really compete with all these other guys and really have fun.
What differences have you noticed from this track in comparison to your hometown?
The difference from this track in comparison to my hometown, definitely more high-speed corners. My hometown is a lot more straightforward, hairpin here, hairpin there, So it's just kind of fun to be able to experience more just variety of banking in turn 1, the S's, going downhill, and just long sweeping just corners is pretty dope. So
Tell me about how you got into racing.
how I got into racing, as a little bit unorthodox, I've always been into cars my whole life, but how I've got into competitive racing was around 2020. Started watching F1. The only way I could really race was playing GTA online open wheel, and I'm very competitive still to this day, and I do it. And then I graduated to sim racing, got a rig, and then K1 came along in 2023 at Lee Summit, Missouri, and so I started racing there, competed in the championship, and now I'm here today.
Tell me about this past season in specific. What does the build-up look like to get you to this point?
Definitely, like I said, I'm on the heavier side of, Can I restart the question?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Sure.
Okay, because I forgot to repeat.
What has the build-up looked like this season to get you to this point?
The build-up from this season to get to this point has definitely been just trying to look up as many videos as I can here, and just trying to then reflecting just to be the best person I can, best driver I can be.
Lastly, what would it mean to be crowned world champion this weekend?
It would mean like Jesus had came back the day he says he's going to come back. That would be honestly a miracle. If I had won the world championship, that would actually be totally insane. But that would be amazing if that had happened. So.
You're in the adult class, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you do with that prize pot?
What would I do with the prize pot? Probably buy some. I'm a content creator, so I'll probably buy me some equipment. Probably go to a couple F1 races. That'd be kind of cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope that was good.
Great.
All right, chat. So instead of me doing my regular kind of like walkthrough where you pretty much just see the laps and there's like no commentary, this time is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to kind of like not really necessarily commentate, but I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys and kind of give you the run through of we'll even kind of go over my mistakes and what I should have done and what I shouldn't have what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done, and kind of, you know, what I was thinking at the time or versus what I should have been thinking. So this is after the rain pretty much clears up. It's kind of in a damp area right now. I'm trying to find the grip. I'm a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I'm being very conservative, which is what my plan was originally. As you can see, I'm supposed to be finding grip, but at the same time I'm like finding wet spots. So I'm thinking I'm doing one thing when I'm supposed to be doing the other. So at this point, I'm a little bit, you can tell I've never been in this situation ever before. I don't know anything about driving in the rain. I did want it to rain because I at least wanted some type of advantage somehow, some way. If you guys go watch, I can't think of his name on YouTube. I kind of just watched his video. He was in the B main final. When it rained really hard, it was Travis and the other kid. It was Travis Myers and the other kid that was in second place. Those two were having a master class up front in that B main final. They were having a master class the way those kids were driving, bro. Like the technique they were using, you could tell they've been there before and they knew exactly what to do. And I appreciate them. I appreciate the guy in second for dropping his video because I'm gonna learn a lot from just watching that. But right now, as you can see, I literally almost freaking like bent it right there. Yeah, and in that corner, I kind of should have went on the inside and found that tarmac and stayed away from the shiny stuff. But yeah, right here, I wasn't trying to go wide. The cart just went wide and it wouldn't let me go back in, so I kind of just let it happen. And this last part of the S's in turn 7, I had ended up doing more film study with one of my boys, Tony, and he was like, I was like, well, I couldn't really find any grip there. He's like, because you were supposed to force more slip angle there. And this guy, he flew right past me, so I wasn't really sure. I was letting people go past me. I was, you know, we're just trying to figure it out at this point, so I'm not going to hold anybody up. So I'm trying to figure it out. I might put my laps up after the session. Well, I'll probably do it. I think I'll put the laps in the session, like while I talk about it. Let me actually pull it up on my phone so I can actually kind of talk to you guys about what is going on before I cross the line. Shout out to that boy Garrett, man, world champion. I don't know. Yeah, I let him buy it because I kind of figured, I was like, damn, let me get out of my boy's way, because I probably could have, you know, fucked his whole lap up and his whole family would have came after me, you know. But let me see if I can find it. He lied. He said 79.5. Yeah, I was there. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. So this first lap, well, we're not finished with the first lap. This first lap is at 80. Wait, this the outlap, chat? Now I'm confused. It's the outlap. Yeah, this is the outlap. So this is the first lap that we're gonna do. I started going on the inside. I felt pretty comfortable that the line was dry enough there. And on this one right here, I got a little bit too, that guy really, it was very slippery right there, and I was not getting on the throttle early enough. But I took that corner pretty decently, I would say. Started getting closer to the apexes. Started getting closer to that one. I still wanted to go a little bit wide here, but I was not forcing enough slip angle. This corner broke a little bit earlier, as you can hear. That was pretty. I really honestly couldn't even tell you if the corner was good or not. It might look good, and maybe it's not. So I really honestly, that corner I was struggling with in the dry. It was getting better though. But I was struggling with that corner in the dry, and obviously in the wet, it's like I just don't understand. But after watching, I can't think of his name. I don't want to watch his name in chat. His name, Andrew. After watching Andrew's video, his name is Andrew Does Racing. Everybody go follow, go subscribe to Andrew Does Racing on YouTube. Pretty dope kid. I think I might have talked to him maybe once. His POV was really good. He was really fast. And I think honestly, going on that wider line, as you can see from last lap to this lap, you can see how much more drier it gets just from that last lap. These are pretty decent corners that I'm taking in turn 4, I would say. Pretty decent. Trying to really stay off that line. This was killing me though. This corner right here was killing me. The entry, I didn't know where to lift off, where to brake, and then I wasn't creating nowhere near as much slip angle as I should have been on that corner. And I was just getting kind of left behind. So I ended up running an 87.6 on that last lap. This lap actually ended up being way better. Not really. I think it's just literally just because of the track was drying, and I was running better lines. That corner was a lot better. This corner coming up, I was progressing very well in my lap times. I'm not gonna lie. So that corner was pretty decent. I would say that corner was pretty decent. I didn't get the car straight enough and create enough rotation. That was my main problem the whole weekend, was creating enough rotation and slip angle in the corners, because the car wanted to be drove aggressively. I just didn't really know how to drive it, which I honestly kind of prefer that. So that last lap was an 86.3. So we improved by 1.3 seconds, which is really good. And then the next lap we also had a very big improvement, and then the lap after that was very big, and the lap after that we were doing very, very well. And I think these are other people that I'm being compared to on this, or was that before? I can't remember. Were these my laps before? Doesn't even say. Yeah, I think those were other. Yeah, those were other. So, yeah, I was really starting to figure that corner out. I was doing that. I think that corner was probably what was picking me up the best time, because I was already running it wide before. This corner I was actually doing pretty damn decent. Sorry, you guys can hear me fumble around in my chair. I was getting, each lap by lap, I was getting so much more confident, and I was creating way more slip angle than I was in the dry than I was there. That actually probably right there. If I was doing that in the dry, just because it was wet, it was automatically just rotating, so it was so much easier. I didn't have to work as hard to rotate it. I was already doing good rotation in that corner, but in the penultimate corner, just in the wet, because it was already wanting to do it anyway. That was what I had needed to be doing in the dry automatically, because that's what everybody else was doing, you know. So that last lap was at 85.1, and then I started going more on the inside here. And didn't really want to get way too much closer into that inside angle. I'm still taking the corner really, really well. And then this one right here, yeah, I'm starting to force more slip angle now. So, and I'm getting closer to that apex. Starting to try to force a little bit more slip angle now, and so it's starting to feel a lot better. Still, I probably wasn't on the power on the exit as much. No, in this corner, I wonder if I went too deep here. No, that was perfect. That was good. That was really good. That was decent. I don't want to really know if it was really good. It felt, at least to me, it felt good. Late apex here, got on the curve. That was kind of a no-no. Slowed me down a lot. So I probably lost about 3/10 right there. Yeah, I probably lost a good maybe 2-3 right there. In this corner again, forcing the slip angle very, very well. Better than I was doing in the dry, honestly. I was driving that corner better in the wet than I was doing in the dry, just to be honest with you. And so this next lap is going to be very, very good in that last corner as well. Very good. This next lap is going to be a 84.1. Oh, that's it. I must have got the laps wrong. So the last lap was at 82.9. So yeah, I guess I was a lap ahead the whole time. So so you guys have to go the laps before. So 82.9 was the last lap. So I had progressed pretty much like 5.3 seconds that whole time, which is very, very good. And so now we get into the second session, This lap does not count. Now we get into the second qualifying session. So now everything we just did before doesn't really matter. Obviously, you look at the track now, it's pretty much green. Track is green. The wet sessions are pretty much over with. The puddle you'll see after the S's going up the hill is pretty much gone. And yeah, now we're getting into the dry sessions. And I was in group 2. So I was the second to last group to finish. So I had a pretty damn decent advantage by being in the second to last group. See, the water, I was the pedal, the pot. Oh my God, the puddle's not there anymore. And obviously now we're back to. I was running it better in the wet than I was in the dry. So I had to yawn real quick. This session was a bit confusing. We're gonna find out why. We're about to find out why. Because now I have the lap times here. We're gonna find out why. Because I should have went quicker, obviously. So was doing actually this session was going very, very well, and you guys will see. So going on to my first lap. Get really good right there. Boom, force some slip angle. Get it really much on the exit. Kind of got a little bit tail happy on the exit there. Probably scrubbed off a little bit of speed. Went way too wide here. Didn't even get on the power. So this lap was, I didn't really like how I ran this lap at all. Forced some slip angle here. Scrubbed off too much speed. Got too close to the curb. This was actually really, really good here. Yep, that was actually really nice right there. That was really nice. Tried to brake a little bit later. Wait, that was damn decent, I would say. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. If I had hit that pretty much like that every single time, that corner was really good as well. This kart was actually, I was having a great time with this kart. This kart was good. 19 was good, 1 was good, and then I got 22 in the race. All 3 of those karts were pretty good. See, I'm struggling trying to get that slip angle like I was doing in the qualifying session before, and getting the kart straight before the corner comes, before the exit. I was actually better in the dry than I was in the wet. So this first lap is going to be at 81.0 for the first lap. 81.0. Next lap coming up, pretty good turns 1, 2, and 3. This will actually be our best so far. I get on the power a lot earlier. It's still too late in my opinion. I could be getting on the power so much earlier, but I'm not. Trying to force some slip angle here. Trying to work these late apexes. Definitely throwing my weight around. I could have probably threw it around a little bit more. I don't know how much weight to throw around versus losing time. It's just all about experience at the end of the day. Decent corner right there. Decent corner. I was really figuring this corner out. At first I was struggling. There goes Jesse. Dude is like deceivingly quick because he's not super light. He's like 150, but he's just, you know, that was actually really good right there. That was really good. That was decent. That was good. I would say. This next lap ended up being my best. And then we'll have to see what happened after, because I kind of started. I know what happened the last 2 laps. I just want to talk about this little middle, this lap after this one. So that was at 80.4. Really good turn 1, 2, and 3. Carried that speed very well. I think I probably took that the best. I really think I'm going purple here. Just going purple just going green. I'll say going green. That's what it was right there. Yeah, I scrubbed that speed off hitting that corner right there. It would have been good if I would have let off the yeah, the S's were really good too. I think that corner kind of cooked me. I'm not gonna lie. We'll have to see what happened. Yeah, carried a lot of good speed right there. That was good. Oh, did I go too wide? No, I mean, that was decent. That was decent. I really want to know what happened on this lap. Interesting. Did it slow me down that much? What happened here? Oh, it might have been that plus the other corner. So I lost. Is that 8/10? I lost 8/10 of a second. Did an 81.2. So all of that lost me 8/10. That's kind of insane. So then I come back. I take that corner pretty damn decently. So then I come back. I'm like, all right. And obviously, I want you guys to pay attention to the guy in front of me. Take that corner so much better. So much better than last time. So much better than last time. I take this a little bit out wider, and I get more on the throttle. Now I'm kind of playing jackrabbit because I kind of have a guy in front of me, so I feel like I'm running a little bit quicker. Very good S's. I could have went a little bit more on the inside. I think I kind of went a little bit wide too early on that corner. Got on that. I think that probably lost me some good time right there too. Got on that. Yeah, bro, a lot can lose you some time here. Got on that curb, lost me some time, some good valuable time. With these tires and how these karts work, yeah, that wasn't really that great either. Probably lost some time there too. So I made 2 mistakes with curbing, hitting the curbs and losing time on the last two laps. So this lap would have been at 80.6, so we recovered back to about the pace that we were at before. And so now on our last lap, we got this slow fuck in front of us. I hate to cuss, I'm sorry, but yeah, this guy really honestly just wouldn't get out the way. He's in the worst kart in the fleet. I actually got I would say I kind of got a pretty mid turn 4. Trying to generate some more slip angle and get the balance right. I just think my balance with the slip angle wasn't great, which is why I wasn't really necessarily trying it. Yeah, and then he just doesn't get out the way, bro. He just doesn't get out the way. And I know he's on his last lap and I'm on my last lap. He's trying to do his best. It's just like, dude, I don't know, bro. It's part of rental karting. This is part of the game. This is how it goes. So, I mean, so I didn't want to go around him because I was not going to pass him in time. So I was like, fuck it. Let me just push this guy. And then I was like, well, let me also ruin his lap while I'm at it because you just pissed me the fuck off. So I ruined his lap. I wasn't going to spin him. Trust me, Chad. I was not going to spin him around. I was not going to spin him. I just wanted to ruin his lap. He was not going to get spun. Trust me. So now we get into the race. Qualified P20 in the B main. Alex, he qualified like 12th. I was kind of neck and neck with him. It was crazy. From 12th to wherever I was, and almost pretty much last was 4:10. So it was pretty close group. But here we go on the green flag. Starting on the outside. Knowing I studied this months and months before, knowing getting on the inside is very, very important. So I cut in right there. Try to get on the inside. I kind of barge him a little bit, but all that slowed me kind of down a lot. And then I kind of just end up getting swallowed up. And you're looking at, I'm in last right now, pretty much in last. I don't know what happened to that guy. So we pass him. Trying to be very, like I said, cautious and pick our moves wisely in this first part of the race. Obviously, these guys are scrapping, so I'm trying to find out where I should stick my nose in. Guy spins right there. We avoid him. So now I go around the outside of these gentlemen. They're having a nice little scrap. So I'm just going to sit here and wait. Go on the outside, get an undercut on the guy on the inside, and then we just keep going. This guy, trying to defend from him. I probably should have cut wide. See, watching this video and going through this, these are things that I'm just not going to do next time, because then he was able, me being as heavy as I am, I shouldn't be trying to stay on the inside and make these crazy defensive moves whenever I should be trying to save as much time as I can and maybe probably letting somebody past and sacrificing that, you know, to maybe even move up more spots. I noticed that's what people were doing in other videos. Like, shout out to RJC. Shout out to RJ from New Jersey. He was doing that a lot in his videos. He was like not necessarily working with these people, but he was definitely using his knowledge of like not wanting to fight people immediately and lose time and make up places, and he was doing that very, very well and very effectively. You know what I'm saying? Versus me, I was not doing that. Like I said, this is my first rodeo. These guys have been here before. They did all this stuff last year, and so next year is just going to be a totally different experience, and I think it's just going to be so much better. So now we're fighting pretty much like last 4 places in the race. He goes a little bit wide, so we're going to take that position off of him. And now we got Alex in front of us. He's in cart 11. That was the little familiar cart. That was the cart that was in our last session that was behind us that kind of hindered our lap. So I saw he had cart 11, and I'm like, oh, Alex is cooked. I didn't know even in this time it was Alex until he turned his head right there, and I saw the side of his helmet, and I saw the helmet design, and I was like, oh, what is Alex doing back here? He qualified like 12th. Like, what is he doing all the way back here? And so I made a move on him right here. He did a nice little switchback. Pretty much after this time, my racecraft kind of fell apart, and it even hurts me even to say that because I pride myself on my racecraft being very, very well. I can't be too hard on myself. This is my first week on this track. This is my first time really racing anybody. I didn't really race anybody the whole week. I didn't really race anybody. This here though, this maneuver was pretty good. Way to go wide and use the grip at the top of the track and kind of like, you know, pinch him on the inside so we couldn't really get any exit speed. He did have a very bad cart, but it was very good use. Look at my slip angle I'm finally starting to use. Literally accidental slip angle. But so now we're trying to move up into the next group to see if they can keep fighting and push up and push up. Which we're progressing, we're catching them. Our cart 22 actually won the team final. So we knew we had a pretty good cart because this cart got the team champion, you know what I'm saying, his trophy. Like I said, this is gonna start to show a little bit of our crumbling racecraft and race pace. There wasn't really anything wrong with what I did there. He was gonna slow me down anyway. I was trying to look behind me because I knew I lost a lot of speed. So somebody was occupied behind me. Now, take a little bit of a later apex. Still didn't get the car turned in. Still struggling in the dry in that corner for some reason. And now this guy, he was flying. These two were flying on these straights, bro. Flying. Absolutely flying on these straights. Going wide on that corner right there, on that curve. Let's see. So, I mean, I don't really want to tell you guys the lap times because they're really irrelevant because we're sitting here battling people. I didn't get any clear air the whole time, so. I move on the outside because I saw him moving the inside. I wanted to go for a switchback. I got caught up in this whole debacle that they had. And so dude on the inside, he's going to try to, you know, make a move on me. I ended up protecting it. This guy in 49 cart was kind of slowing down the people in front. It's a race, so it doesn't really matter. But he was kind of, you know, chopping down our progression. I remember this guy earlier in this week. He was pretty damn good. You could argue that some of these guys should be in this right here was so stupid for me. I should have went on the outside. I would have had so much room, and I would have, you know, been able to get a switchback like this guy number 16 got the switchback on me. And so I lost that position, and then eventually you'll see I got a hindered exit right there, and so Alex was able to show up on the left side of me, but my cart did have more top speed, but it wasn't enough. So now I'm in last place of the people that are at least in this sort of kind of group, you know. Yeah, so now me and Alex are gonna fight again, which was really, bro, Alex is so fun to race against. It was actually amazing. Dude is super clean. He knows what to do. You can tell he's been here before. He's got more experience than me just racing in real life in general. He does outdoor leagues, and so he has a world of experience more than me. But yeah, this whole thing, if I end up coming across him next year, if it's practice, it's never ever gonna happen again. Even Alex, you're probably watching this video right now. Trust me, the shit that happened today is only once in a lifetime for you, brother. And I love you. You know what I'm saying? You know you're one of my supporters. But whenever, you know, just competitive nature, I'm sure you feel the same way. But yeah, so we're all in a really big scrap again. So Alex, he really cut over on me right there. Wasn't really looking, but it is what it is. I'm happy I was paying attention. See, now his exit gets hindered, and now I'm overtaking. This is also a very stupid move from me, and that's something that I will never ever do again next year. Yeah, it just didn't work out, bro. You would have thought I was 150 pounds. The moves that I were doing, you were like, no, none of it works. So I don't know which lap this is. I'll have it up on the screen though for sure. Give Alex a little bit of a bump here. Like I said, this kart is way down on power and grip, like everything. Like he just doesn't really have any tools to use in his disposal aside from his very good defensive skills. I'll give it to Alex. He has very, very good defensive instincts and defensive skills for sure. He knows where I'm at, by the way. You can see he looks to the left. He knows I'm there. Like he kind of defends here. No, it doesn't really defend. He knows where I'm at. He knows that I can't really make much of a move. He weighs about 190. I think he said he was 190, so he's 26 pounds lighter than me, which is still significant. A pretty decent late apex there. Now he knows I'm here. I'm going to push him. I'm not going to go past him. I'm thinking about catching the guys ahead, so I'm not really going to, you know, until it's about the last 2 laps, that's whenever I'll start, you know, fighting a little bit. But yeah, see, last lap. So I'm like, we can still maybe catch these guys in front, but I'm like, nah. So once I see the white flag come out, I'm like, yeah, nah, it's game time. Let me see if I can get them. Because, you know, there's a couple guys that spun out, but I feel like I'm pretty much in last. So Alex gets a better entry and exit there than me, way more smooth than me, especially with the worst kart. So that kind of tells you how much better of a corner he took than me. He's getting really good slip angle there. He kind of lets go of it a little bit on the exit of that corner. Holds it really, really nice. Gets a really decent exit. He's doing really good in this kart, I will say. He gets a nice lean. He leans to the inside. I lean to the outside on that corner. I feel like the outside tires bounce a little bit more. So, you see, he leans to the inside where I lean to the outside. He gets a bad exit right there, so I'm going to try to see if I can do a switch. I know I have better straight line speed, kart-wise. He brakes. We brake at the same time, but his braking efficiency was way better than me, and he gets me on a switchback. And yeah, he got me. I was clapping right there just to give him a 2-shot. And then this guy, I don't even see. This is what I don't know how he literally went in the dirt and overtook me. So look, it's something that's never ever gonna happen again. It's just never gonna happen again, Chad. This is something that, like, I'm very prideful. I had fun, but after, and I'm watching back at the film, I'm like, you're fucking pitiful. You suck. Like, you know, if this happens again, this is just like insane. So I had a great time though, Chad, and I almost damaged the kart there. So I gave Alex a fist bump. Respect to dude, bro. That was so fun. Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the series, just make sure you drop a like, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to your boy, and comment your favorite part of the whole series, man. I really appreciate everybody that's been commenting, liking, everybody that's been watching. You know, this is a really good experience and really fun. And I hope, and I think, I'm 100% sure that we'll be able to come back next year. We'll have it in an IRL streaming format. We're going to have a lot more of our homies with us. There'll be a lot more personality around. I think it's just going to be, content is just going to be like out of the water next year whenever it comes to, you know, just everything that we're going to be doing, you know, not just K1 Nationals, but even whenever it comes to, like, you know, racing back home or, you know, traveling other places to race and stuff like that. It's just going to be a vibe. So I just, you know, hopefully if this is your introduction to my channel, make sure you stay along for the ride, keep the notification bell on. And I really do appreciate it. But as far as what's next, we do have a K1 race on Sunday, and so you guys will get that video on Monday. And I will also be showing you guys progress over the next year of me kind of going from this, like, Cam Chancellor NFL All-Pro built dude into, like, you know, a proper, like, race driver, more build. Like, I'm gonna really slim down. I'm gonna tone up for sure. Like, it's gonna be really nice. I'm gonna kind of get a glimpse of what I used to look like in high school a little bit. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.